Well, howdy. It's your old friend Gabby back again. I was pondering a bunch of stuff last night while I was laying in the crib and kind of cogitating over what I was going to bring to you today. You know, with all this stuff that's going on around the world, around the United States of America, all these things that are happening day after day, coming out of one town or another, Washington, D.C., and everybody's all up and at 'em and all worried about it. It's kind of a shame that people need to keep worrying about things they don't need to worry about. Don't need to keep thinking about them. That's why the other day I was talking about them aliens. Get your mind off of stuff. Get your mind on something a little bit different, you know? And that's the thing to do, is distract yourself. But distract yourself with good stuff. Wholesome stuff. Stuff that'll benefit you down the road. We don't live as long as we'd like to. And a lot of people don't get to accomplish the things they want to. But you can give it a good head start by just distracting yourself and not paying attention to all the foolish things going on around you. Because after all is said and done, 100 to 200 years from now, who's going to really care? And what's it going to accomplish you? Nothing. Nary a thing. Everybody's all headed about one thing or another, and they're worried about getting into nuclear war, and they're worried about their drinking water, and my goodness, do like the old folks used to do. I mean, years and years ago, if they're worried about drinking water, then just pray over the water. Ask God to bless your water. And when you drink it, it'll be fine. And don't worry about nothing. I remember my grandma telling me a story about when she was young, married, had a whole passel of kids. I think my grandma and grandpa had like had to been 11 children. And there was a lot of them. And it was a bad winter. Grandpa couldn't find work. It was snowing out, blizzard. Cupboard was empty. No food in the house, nowhere. Not even a box of crackers or a box of Jell-O. There wasn't nothing. But my grandma and grandpa, they lived on pure, raw, unadulterated faith. And they had the faith and the hope, and they hung on. And they made it. And they survived. Grandma one night, when Grandpa wasn't home, she gathered all the kids together around the dining room table. And she had plates set out on the table. They told the girls to put some silver out and plates and some bowls in the middle. And this is truth. You don't go mocking me on this. It's not because I'm old. And not because I've been one place or another or done another thing or not. But this is a factual truth. I put my hand on the Bible to tell you. But Grandma says, okay now, let's all join hands and let's thank the good Lord above for all this wonderful food that we're about to eat. And they joined hands and they prayed. And while they was praying and thanking God for all the food that was on the table, they started smelling things with their eyes shut. And the kids were jostling around and they wanted to peek out and take a look. Finally, Grandma said amen. They all said amen. They opened up their eyes. The bowls were filled full of food. And the plates had food on them. And everything is ready there to eat. Even glassfuls of milk. And they had nothing. And they got provided for. So what are you worried about? What are you worried about? Don't you understand? There are forces out there that are far more powerful than anything you could ever think, hope, or imagine. That's there to take care of you. And I want you to remember that. And I don't want you to forget that. And I want you to hang on to it. Because I hang on to them things. And that's all I got. I got that hope in me. And I ain't ashamed of it. And I hang on. And I don't want you worrying about stuff. I don't want you worrying about nothing. So you just take that as a word from Gabby. I'm telling you the truth. That's a gospel truth. I tell you, it's a truth. So don't forget that. You remember it. You hang on to it. And if you see any of them aliens out there, tell them old Gabby said, hey.